Well, it's been a massive night, and I'm pleased to announce our next guest is on the line now. And speaking to Shane Nicholson, who's going to be back on the Sunny Coast region later on this month, and we're looking forward to it. G'day, Shane. Thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Mate, got some stuff coming up, and we'll talk about being on the Sunny Coast and around Gympie in the over the next few weeks. But brand new single out and about, When the Money's All Gone, right on the back of Secondhand Man. It's all worked out pretty good for you, this album.
It has been. I've been a little bit surprised, It was pleasantly surprised, But it's always nice when people seem to connect with something you've done. I wasn't really prepared for quite how much this time around, but a really nice feeling. I was so incredibly happy with the record myself before it even was released. So anything beyond that was a bonus, and every day's been a bonus so far.
Are you a perfectionist when it comes to getting the music right?
I've been known to be, yes, in the past, but I'm learning to not be so much anymore. Ironically, most of the music I enjoy listening to is by artists that are clearly not perfectionists. And it's taken me some time to kind of get used to that idea of incorporating that into my own work, but I'm getting there now. And like this new record is the first time I never actually got involved in a production process, so it's taken me 8 albums to get to that point where I could actually stand away and not be part of the production of it. So I'm getting there. It's obviously a work in progress, but I'm getting there.
So what happens when you do put the other hat on as a production for other artists? Are you always striving for that little bit more from them or from you?
Well, of course, totally. And the reason I love production is because I have an insight into how they're feeling. I know what it's like to be the artist sitting at the back of the studio, and your whole life hinges on your current work. That is kind of what it is. That's how it is for an artist. You are only as good as what you're doing at that time, and that's the artistic dilemma, So I kind of know what that feels like. At least I can kind of help facilitate that a bit more. Mostly production is about psychology. It's less about music than it is about getting inside people's heads and trying to get the most out of them, whether it be a musician or a songwriter. So I really just enjoy the whole process of it because it's a little bit like a black science. Like there's no right or wrong there. You can go this way or that way, and it just means that when you go into the studio every day, you don't really know what's going to happen. And I love starting my days that way. It's really nice not to know where you're going to end up in 10 hours' time.
It's fair to say that a lot of the music that we're hearing now from even our country artists is quite more eclectic, thanks to a number of different reasons. Do you enjoy that side of it too?
Well, of course. I've always been one to never follow patterns or trends. I'm a big believer in finding your own voice and your own sound and incorporating all sorts of things. I'm not actually a huge believer in musical genres and ever feeling like you're stifled by that or limited to what you can do. I love the idea of just being music is music, and it's all fair game. You go for it, and I love incorporating all sorts of things into what I do, and I think that's what there needs to be, that freedom in music, especially for the people who make it, and because when the people who make music are inspired and believe in it, I think the people then that hear that music get that same feeling as well.
We're speaking with Shane Nicholson. He's got a brand new single out and he's going to be on the Sunny Coast shortly. Shane, if there was someone that you had the opportunity to work with, alive or past, who would it be?
Wow. Now that question I've been asked quite a few times, and I still have not been able to put a decent answer together for that question because there is so many. But if it came down to it, it would be like, I think if I could form a band with like Neil Young and Bob Dylan and Tom Waits and maybe Joni Mitchell and Janis Joplin and half the Rolling Stones, I'd be okay with that. If we could make a band.
Mate, if I get to promote the tickets, I'm gonna be okay with that too, because that sounds
like a tall order. I
Yeah.
know, but I would be quite keen. I'd be down with that. That'd be fine with me.
Obviously, there's been an inspiration in your career with Dylan.
Oh, definitely. And I don't even know how any songwriter could not be inspired or influenced by him in some way, even if they don't know it's directly influenced. It could be through, like you say, a whole bunch of other writers who are channeling Bob Dylan, but he he is a fundamental songwriting force that we are all kind of still reinterpreting all the time. And in so many ways, not just lyrically, but melodically, and also the way he presents himself, you know. And you never know what you're going to get with Dylan. It could be an electrifying show. It could be a different Dylan. It could be, you know what you're going to get. And I love that volatility or that uncertainty. And I feel like that's the side of music that I want to personally try and maintain, is that uncertainty or that potential for chaos. You know, I love that kind of, which is why my band and I, we never rehearse. We generally never rehearse because we love nothing more than getting on stage and just having that potential for chaos, you know, because magic happens in those moments, you know.
I've played with a few lead guitarists over the years that like that philosophy, no rehearsals.
Well, guitarists never like rehearsals, no. You know. They never come, but I just don't even bother. I love going on stage not knowing it. And it sounds facetious, but I have a really great band of musicians, and I know it's going to be great, but I find that planning it to the letter is just, kind of reduces it somehow, or, you know, waters down the cordial. I really like the idea of going on stage and not exactly knowing how you're going to finish every song and just leaving it to chance, and because you actually feel in the moment then, and you're sharing something with your buddies, you know, and part of music is about the feeling that the people making it are creating together, not just about the feeling that the audience is getting. And I kind of like to maintain that or preserve that, I guess.
Well, if you want to come and see some unrehearsed chaos, you can do it at the Royal Hotel at Gympie on the 22nd, right here on the sunny coast at the Woombye Pub on the 23rd, and the Black Bear Lodge in Brisbane on the 24th. Shane, it's been great to catch up with you. We look forward to doing it again soon, and here's the brand new single, When the Money's All Gone.